guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. It's me on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Home Zomewhere Else. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm January up, and let's go. Alright. What are the chances he forgot or just didn't see it? Doubtful. With my luck, probably not. Also, him tackling me earlier scared the shit out of me. Could he have just snuck up on me? If it wasn't for him, though, I'd be fucking dead. And that hug was really nice. His hugs are just as good as they used to be back in the good old times. Ugh. There's one question I really need to ask him, but it can wait for now. I kind of just want to enjoy the walk. You've been trying to slow down for Fred to keep up, but he seems to be walking just fine. The two of you leisurely stroll through many familiar sights, many of which take on a new life in the darkness of night. After 30 relaxing minutes, you make it in front of Kathy's house. You feel around your pockets as you stop at the door, searching for your old console and all the game cartridges. Jackpot! It's still tucked deep within your side pockets, and all the games are accounted for. You can't help but let out a relieved sigh. You almost want to celebrate being back at your new home with a gift, but maybe that'd be too embarrassing in front of Fred. So, is this the place? Yep, this is it. While Fred seems distracted looking over the house, you put his jacket back on his shoulders coyly. The man smirks before slipping his arms through the sleeves. The tall man takes the lead and goes on to the first step. So, should we go in? Before Fred can knock on the door, you place your hand on his shoulder. He turns around to face you. Hey, Fred looks at you while tilting his head. Thank you, I guess. You're welcome, Chad. I said I'll always be there for you. You feel slightly taken aback by the last part. I know, but why did you go in for me? I said I'd be back, didn't I? Why did you risk yourself for me? We almost got killed! You could have gotten actually hurt. We're lucky if your foot is okay. We can talk about this later. Fred raises his hand to knock on the red door. Hey! You reach and grab his wrist with the same strength you'd used for Thony. Fred stares at your hand before looking away in silence. Answer me! The man stays quiet before looking into your eyes. Because I still... You both turn to face the door as you hear the knob turn. You let go of Fred's wrist. The man quickly puts his hand behind his head and smiles nervously. The door opens to reveal a tired and confused Kathy. Chad? Fred? What are you guys doing out here? Get inside, it's freezing. Before either of you can answer, she puts her index finger to her lips and beckons you inside. The two of you enter through the door silently. You enter the living room and are uneasy by what you find. The table is littered with intact party favors, each seat with its own party hat. Balloons scatter the wooden floor and hang limply from the ceiling. Most of them are partially deflated. Trays sit in the corner, filled with Kathy's stellar cookies and other snacks. There are roughly a dozen paper plates, all filled with fun-sized candy and plastic utensils. The crowning jewel in the lifeless room is a large, carefully decorated birthday cake, complete with 10 burned-out candles. Why is everything still in place? We were just waiting for you guys. Did no one else? Yes. Kathy hangs her head low, seemingly defeated. You're so used to being met by her jovial smile, you almost can't bear to see her like this. You come in close to give her a hug. The small cat accepts it feebly. As you're hugging her, she leans in close to your ear. I don't think I've ever seen Thony so heartbroken. He didn't even cry, he just sat there. A broken sigh echoed from Kathy. You hold her tighter in your arms. He just waited for someone to show up. When it got too late for his friends to come, he waited for you. He said it didn't matter as long as you came. But soon enough, he gave up on that too. I called you to see if you were still coming, but he went to bed without saying a word. I'm so sorry, Kathy. You have nothing to be sorry about, sweetie. They used to come every year. Months ago, a bunch of moms said they were excited for what I had in store. Where are they now? Kathy pulls away from the hug and looks away from you, standing there in silence. I'm not mad because no one showed up. I'm sad because of Thony. He's the reason I put in so much work. Birthdays were something I never got to enjoy when I was younger. We could barely afford a cake, much less throw a party. I know it seems so trivial, but little things like birthdays stick with you. I don't want Thony to go through that. Kathy lifts her head up in hope as she looks at you, tears brimming in her eyes. But you're here, Chad. That's all that Thony wanted today. The worn-out mother wipes her eyes, turning to Fred with a soft smile. Thank you for coming as well, Fred, and thank you for keeping Chad company.
No problem, ma'am.
Fred gives her a gentlemanly nod. She seems to approve of his manners. I'm not sure how long you're going to be staying, but it's pretty late already. You're more than welcome to stay the night with us. That'd be... Fred looks at the comparatively short woman, who seems to be regaining her sense of joy. That'd be wonderful. Thank you, Kathy. And Fred can't help but look shy as the woman pats his shoulder playfully. Kathy is way too nice to us. So, where's Thony? He's in his room. He got really sleepy after waiting. Normally it'd be past his bedtime, but considering it's a special day, we can stay up late. Hey, Chad, can you get Thony, please? I'm sure he'll be more than happy to see you. Sure, excuse me. Before you can enter the hallway. Kathy gives you a soft pat on the back before heading into the kitchen. As you walk through the corridor, you make it to Thony's sketch-covered door. You knock on the door gently, but are met with no response. Oh? You turn the knob and slowly open the bedroom door. It's dark and you can hear muffled sobbing. Thony? You hear the small kitten gasp as he looks up from his pillow. What's up, buddy? Sorry I'm a little late. Mr. Chad! Thony leaps off his bed and barrels towards you, smiling with absolute glee. I knew you'd make it to my party. I was waiting all day because I knew you'd come. You kneel down in front of Thony, who hugs you with all his might. Despite him being excited to see you, Thony is still crying, albeit less than before. Mr. Chad, no one came to my party. His small voice is abnormally timid and guarded. I waited for so long, but no one came. No one wanted to celebrate with me. Hey, little buddy, I'm here now, okay? Thony nods as you place a hand on his small shoulder. That being said, let's get ready to party. The small kitten looks at you with glistening eyes. You wipe away some of his tears with your thumb. Your mom said we could stay up late and celebrate. Really? Hell yeah, little man. The cake is still good, so let's get some. Yes! Before you can say another word, Thony bolts out of the room with giddy excitement. You stand up and leave the room, smiling. You enter the now lit-up living room, being greeted by a happy gaze from Fred. Thank you, Mom. You're the bestest. You see Thony hugging a now more upbeat Kathy, who has a smile on her face once more. And you're the sweetest. Don't forget to thank Mr. Fred for coming. Thank you, Mr. Fred. You're welcome, though. Sorry I didn't bring a birthday gift. It's okay. You can get me one later. Thony takes a step back from Kathy and raises his voice slightly, facing you and Fred proudly. Alrighty, now that we're all here, we're all missing one very important thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I request you all to get in line, please. And Kathy chuckles and takes a knee, motioning you both to do the same. You and Fred follow her lead and kneel down, lining up next to each other. Thony runs to 3 chairs and grabs party hats from each one of them. You're the first to receive your party hat. You lower your head and accept the party favor. He enthusiastically places the small hat on top of your head and slips the rubber band under your muzzle. The cheap elastic kinda itches at first, but with a little adjustment, the hat feels alright. And then he goes to Fred, who bows his head like a gentleman and accepts the party favor in stride. Lastly, the queen herself, Kathy. She closes her eyes and smiles as Thony carefully puts the hat on her head. Before Thony can pull his hands away, Kathy grabs one and gives it a kiss as if he was a prince. Mom! The kitten shyly pulls his hand away and steps back, his face blushing red. I love you, sweetheart. Love you too, Mom. Alright, everyone take a seat. You boys must be hungry. I'll get you all some hot drinks. Oh, Mom, I want chalky milk, please! And Fred manages to hop to his feet, and while you're still sitting on your knees, the man extends a kind hand for you to get up. From the corner of your vision, you can see Thony looking at you intently. It'd be rude to refuse Fred's hand in front of Thony, although it is a bit awkward. You grab the German Shepherd's hand and he lifts you onto your feet with a content smile. You blush a little while looking away. After that awkward encounter, you take a seat at the table, leaving a vacant chair next to you. Thony eagerly takes a seat at the middle of the table, the cake standing proudly in front of him. And Fred, however, remains standing up, twiddling his thumbs while looking around the room. Why don't you sit down as well? Sure. Fred shuffles to the table and sits down next to you. 1 second, y'all. Let me readjust this pillow down here. There we go. The pillow has been readjusted for maximum comfort. Okay. You guys take whatever you want to eat. If you can touch it, it's yours. And Fred seems to get the right idea and touches the cake with a fingernail. So, I can have the whole cake then? Thony gives Fred a cold stare. The man can't help but chuckle as he takes his finger away from the silky smooth icing. You can't help but laugh as Thony snaps out of his poker face with a smirk. A content sigh escapes Fred's lips as he grabs some more goodies. Ew, you touched the cake with your bare hands? What would Jenny think? She'd probably punch me, but you're not gonna snitch, right? Fred and Thony look at you, the older of the two with a coy smirk. You guys know I won't. The two of them smile as you shake your head playfully. Fred reaches towards a tray full of cupcakes and grabs one topped with a velvety purple icing. He places it on his plate before scanning around the table some more. You grab the first muffin that catches your eye and place it onto your paper plate. It's a firm blueberry muffin with a pleasant scent to it. As you're looking for your next target, Kathy walks towards the table with 4 mugs in her hands. Watch out, guys! These are going to be piping hot! One for you, Chad. She places a ceramic mug next to your plate. The sweet chocolatey steam fills your nose. One for you, Frederick. She stands in between the two of you and places the hot cups next to his cupcake-filled plate. And one for my sweet little birthday boy. That's me! Of course it is, sweetie. Kathy places the cup gently next to Thony's plate and then the final cup in front of her seat. Kathy walks behind Thony. She finally seems to relax as she pulls her wooden chair back and sits next to Thony. So, Thony, how old are you? I'm 10 years old now. My little boy's now a big man. He sure is. Does that mean I can sit at the big boy table at family get-togethers? Thony shoots a hopeful look at Kathy, who seems to be hesitant about the idea. We'll see, honey. If you can't, I'll sit with you at the kids' table. I'll sit with you too. Sounds kind of fun. But I'm not a kid anymore. Thony seems to be taken aback slightly, feeling that his highly attuned intelligence is not being respected. Don't sweat it, Thony. The big boys' table is pretty lame. They're also serious, talking about taxes and politics, and you can't even play with your food there. Chad, you're not supposed to play with your food anywhere. Oh, sorry, Kathy. I used to do that when I was younger, but those days are behind me. I play with my food all the time. You do? How on earth are you pulling that off? I haven't seen you play with your food in a while. 'Cause I'm a ninja. The small kitten does some air chops and jutsu hand signs, coupled with whoosh sounds and piercing glares to you and Fred. Ferocious. You perform flawlessly. Fred speaks with his mouth full, seemingly impressed by Thony's performance. Fred turns to you excitedly, placing a hand on your shoulder. Yo, we used to practice those hand signs all the time. The two of you freeze up as you can see pieces of cake inside Fred's mouth, Kathy watching silently. Fred, don't speak with your mouth full of food. Thank you, Kathy. Fred quickly grabs his glass of chocolate milk and takes a deep gulp. He places the cup down and looks at Kathy. Sorry, won't happen again. Kathy's motherly powers reign supreme, even on Fred. All hail Kathy. You and Thony can't help but chuckle as Fred scratches the back of his head in embarrassment. The small cat seems glad for once he's not the one getting scolded. You can't help but smile at Fred. The fact that he remembers such a small detail, such as the hand signs you guys used to do, feels nice. I think it's about time we take these off. Kathy stands up and looms over the cake. She plucks the burnt-out candles from atop the cake, reaching into her pocket and grabbing some unused ones. She places them on top of the cake in a circle and grabs a lighter from the same pocket. Chad, can you turn off the lights, please? Sure, I got it. You push your chair back and walk towards the light switches. You flick them off and are greeted by the warm glow of Kathy's lighter. The room grows brighter with each candle lit. Soon the brightly decorated cake is lit up in all its glory. Alright, everyone. 1, 2, 3... Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Thony, Anthony. Happy birthday to you. Bravo! Alright, y'all, I'm going to actually pause it right there. It's really late. Alright, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm going to go head out, y'all, and relax. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!